What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. O.B.F. Welcome to the Mr. O.B.F. channel. I'm in the O.B.F. the family part of the studio because I got technical difficulties over there with my mic, and so I don't know if I'm gonna switch my mic out or I gotta do some shit. I gotta figure some shit out over there. So I'm not gonna be over there, Mr. O.B.F. For a minute until I figure some shit out. But anyway, people, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, Mr. O.B.F. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to O.B.F. the Family channel. Um, Hit the like button, share the videos that's over there, share the videos that's over here on Mr. O.B.F. Y'all see it strolling at the bottom. Make sure you guys donate to the channel. Go to the Cash App, uh, O.B.F. the real Cash App, and donate what you guys can. We highly appreciate it. And send out these videos, people, so people can come and rock with your boy. We starting back from the bottom, so we starting back from the bottom, and now we trying to go back to the top. Okay, all right. Now, let's get into this thing about Roe v. Wade, man. Listen, like I said, I'm just gonna automatically put it out here. My stand is gonna be is that I don't believe in abortions, right? But that's my own personal belief. But I don't have a right over another woman's body. You never know what some woman. Just number one, I don't have as a man, or even if it's a woman, another woman shouldn't have the power over another woman's body. So whatever she decides to do with her body, that's her body. Okay. Now, we don't know what circumstances. If a woman gets raped, why would somebody make somebody have that rapist baby? Okay, listen. Like I said, I can go real to details about this, but I want to get to this story. Listen, I don't believe in abortions, but it's not my choice. Okay, it's a woman's choice. It's not like a man shouldn't even have no say into that. Like my honest opinion. Listen. Do I believe that women should talk to other men about it if they want to have an abortion? Yes, of course. But if the woman decides she don't want to do that, then hey, that's her body. That's her body. We're not having the baby. You get what I'm saying? It's not coming out of us. We're not gonna be going through all the emotions that a woman may be going through physically and emotionally like that. So that's not. No man should have no say into that. You get what I'm saying? Even if the woman decides to have that conversation with you, that's her choice. Would I prefer women to do that with men? Yes. Right? But if a woman doesn't do that, that's up to that woman. You know what I mean? That's her body. That baby is coming out of her, not me, as a man. So, I'm all listen. I'm all for women's rights. Listen. Especially when it comes to abortions and shit, having babies. That's nothing that me as a man have no say in. Once the baby is here, or you decide to have the baby, and we go through the process of the development of the baby in the womb, then that's different. But in the beginning of that shit, no man has really a say. Believe it or not, I'm just being my honest opinion about it. It's not no shit that it's just my belief or no shit like that. I just feel that way. You can say it's my belief too, but I just don't feel that it's a man's say for that. That's that woman's body. It's not coming out of our body. So people need to cut that shit out. But we gonna get into shit. It was a leak that that came out the Supreme Court that they is most likely deciding to basically end abortion. I mean, allowing women to have abortions, is stood in the Supreme Court. But they overturning it. Like I said, there's always ways to work around fuckery shit. So, like I said, I know a lot of people discouraged about this situation, but we shouldn't be, because it's excuse me, we have this other shit that we can work around fuckery. You know what I mean? And so we'll get more into that. Let's just talk about this shit.
So, an ominous warning, I should say, excuse me, tonight from the head of the CDC in the wake of the Supreme Court draft opinion.
My bad, people. I don't know what the fuck happened. Something happened with the sound. Let's get back into it.
So, an ominous warning, I should say, excuse me, tonight from the head of the CDC in the wake of the Supreme Court draft opinion that would overturn Roe v. Wade. Dr. Rochelle Walensky saying she believes that women may die if they're denied access to abortion services, especially women who do not have the resources to cross state lines if abortion is outlawed in many states. We have a lot to discuss now with CNN's senior political analyst Kirsten Powers and political commentator Alex Stewart, who is a Republican strategist. Good evening to both of you. Thanks for joining once again. Kirsten, I saw something that you tweeted, and I just want to read it. You said, believe it or not, it's possible to believe abortion is wrong and not something you would do, and recognize that reasonable people of good faith disagree and should be allowed to follow their own conscience. Talk to me about this.
But yeah, you know, the thing about it, you can believe whatever you want. But the problem is, it's a lot of times with science. A lot of people don't believe in science. People believe that, you know, soon a woman knows that she's pregnant, it's a baby. It's not. So, you know, it's like, you're dealing with people that don't believe in science too. We dealing with it now because as far as the COVID. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that. So that's what we dealing with right now. Even with this Roe v. Wade shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just dealing with people that don't believe in science. Or put it like this, or some do believe in science when it benefits their point of view. If that makes sense to people. You get what I'm saying? Excuse me. If that makes sense to people. So that's what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with people that actually really, really, truly understand what the fuck, you know, really caring about other people. They care about their own beliefs. When we're talking about abortion, a lot of times this shit is just about people's personal beliefs. This not about what's good for the woman, mentally, psychologically, or physically. Nobody's worrying about that. A lot of these people, they not even worrying about that. They about their own beliefs. I believe in what I believe in, but that I'm not a woman. And even if I was a woman, it's not me. I wouldn't do it if I'm a woman. Like, if I was a woman, I wouldn't believe in abortions either. But that's me. Or any other woman. That's you. You wouldn't do it. That's fine. Listen, you believe in some shit in the Bible that has been fucked with by man been fucking with the Bible. Fucking with the shit, even your beliefs, they've been fucking with it. They've been fucking with the Bible. How can you believe what's in the Bible? But you don't believe in science, but you believe everything in that goddamn Bible. Listen, man, these people crazy. Let's move on, man.
Yeah, well, I was addressing the fact that when I came out with my opinions about the leaked decision, I support Roe v. Wade, and I always have. You know, a lot of people were coming at me basically, you know, making religious arguments because I'm Catholic. And so And so I was addressing that this argument that a lot of people make that you know, if
Whoa,
you're
time out. I'm not religious, and I still agree with Roe v. Wade. I'm not religious, so that's why I said they're not looking at this logically. They're looking at it on some belief shit or religious bullshit. Okay? And not all religion is bullshit, but I'm just saying some of these people are bullshit that's so-called supposed to be religious. This ain't no religious issue to me. What is best for that woman? Whatever woman it may be that want to have that abortion. That doesn't mean every woman is going to go out and have abortions. That's like, you know, allowing gay people to have rights doesn't mean or let them have some type of influence in the world or in this country. Somehow everybody gonna be a motherfucking, you know, everybody gonna be gay. That's not true. It's only 7% of gay people in the country. Out of 100. You understand what I'm saying here? Listen, these people are just ridiculous, man. They ridiculous. Instead of people worrying about their lives, if you so worried about, they're not worried about what God is. Listen, if you worried about what God is saying, you're lying, because God tells you you shouldn't be judging. You're not the judge and executioner of the world. If we're going on some religious shit, you allow God to handle that. You leave that shit alone. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, real talk, some shit you just leave alone. It's not your business. And that's what we dealing with, people that don't know how to mind their fucking business, worrying about what other people do. A week or two of somebody being pregnant, it's scientifically, it's not true that that's a fucking fetus. It's not even a fetus yet. It's a little nugget, about that big. That's it.
you know, if you're a Christian, for example, you know, or if you're just a decent human being, you have to see that this is a child that's being murdered and slaughtered and all of the language that they use. And I was trying to make the point that
Time out, I want to say this too. All these people talking about that, but these are the same people that don't want to listen. How do you tell a 15-year-old kid that made a mistake, right? Has sex, or they did use a condom, the condom break, because a condom is not 100%, right? And you didn't want to have that kid. I mean, you weren't choosing to get pregnant, but you got pregnant, and you can't keep that kid. You can't afford that kid. You 15 years old. The motherfucking kid probably 16, 17, or your age, 15, 16, something years. He ain't got no job. He ain't doing shit. This motherfucker just going to school, being an athlete, whatever, just living a kid's life. They're not ready for no kid. Not even emotionally they ready. Okay? My honest decision, I always tell people, if you make that mistake or whatever, just give the baby up for adoption. That's my opinion. But that's not for me. That's my opinion. But that's like, I can say that to a woman, but that doesn't mean that she has to take that advice. She has the choice to make that decision if she could keep it and give it up for adoption, or she want to have abortion. That's her decision. What are we doing here? And these are the same people that when these kids are born, they don't want to help these children. Do y'all understand a lot of these kids that get put in foster homes, right, usually get abused? sexually, physically. Nobody talks about that. But you want these people to have these kids. Then you got incest, motherfucking these motherfuckers fucking their own family members, and you expect these women to have these babies. They already traumatized, and then you bring this. Come on, bro. This shit get deeper than what it is. They act like it's just basic shit that you should just be okay with. Or it's a human life. It's not a human life if the motherfucking shit is like that. It's like that big. It's not a human life. It's not even a I can't think right now. These people pissing me off so bad, man. I'll get back to it.
If you think about this in a less binary way and just acknowledge, which people just have such a hard time doing, that people of good faith who have actually spent a lot of time thinking about this issue have come to a different conclusion, and it's made in good faith. And you are free to have your opinion about it, but to take your opinion and then impose that religious belief onto other people, it's not okay. And so that was the argument I was making. It's like you're free to believe.
And that's all, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. These religious nut jobs are out here pushing their religion on everybody. We all have to believe in their ideology. And then they try to make it, well, it's an American thing. No, it's not. That's the difference between church and state. That's why the Supreme Court should not rule down Roe v. Wade. They saying, well, we're going to leave it up to the states. Well, go ahead. Leave it up to the states. It might be a lot of states that abolish Roe v. Wade. They may say no more abortions. That's fine. But at the same time, understand that you're putting women's life in danger. See, listen, you gotta think about it. What happens? You're not just fucking up one person's life, the baby that you're saying. That woman can die too, if she doesn't get the abortion the right way. We're going backwards, people. That's what I'm saying. We're going backwards, not forward. I don't agree with abortion, but who am I? Like, to tell a woman what they can do with their body. And like I said, different circumstances, I understand why they have abortions. I don't emotionally thinking about this shit and mentally thinking about it. Like, somebody rape a woman and or somebody in the family do incest and molest one of these children, and then you expect them to have your children. Like, come on, bro. You mentally fucking these kids up. That's why we got so many fucked up older people. Like, seriously, some of these older people fucked up. They are mentally broken. They're mentally fucked up. Just look at how a lot of them think. I keep telling people, a lot of the times when you see a lot of these, no disrespect, retarded kids, it mainly comes from incest. It mainly comes from that. Because they've been raping and molesting slaves and their own people. People, even the slaves molesting and raping their own people. Because it's a behavior. So that's why you see a lot of these, no disrespect, retarded kids. Retarded people. That's why you see them. Down syndrome. All that. Listen, a lot of that shit come from incest. And a lot of times you with somebody that don't even know that they family because, people don't do their, their DNA shit. So a lot of times you could be related and don't even know. Because they've been raping and molesting generations of people. Trying to tell y'all.
to believe what you want to believe and live your life that way. But once you start moving into making your religious argument, that anybody who doesn't hold it is somehow some kind of monster, I think you're in some pretty bad territory.
Listen, Alice, I know that you are pro-life. And you say that your entire vote for Trump is vindicated based on the Supreme Court.
But you can't be pro-life. Pro-life just doesn't mean babies being aborted. Pro-life should, I understand they got definition of it, but my thing, if you say pro-life, that means you're not okay with people being executed. If they committed a crime or murdered anybody, you shouldn't be okay with that. That's why I would never say I'm pro-life, because listen, hey man, some motherfuckers deserve to die. I don't wish death on nobody, but you do certain horrible shit. And I ain't the person to judge, but like I said, you put me in a position of where I got to hurt you or kill you, then it's not on me, because my intentions is not to hurt and kill nobody, right? Or you know what I'm saying? But if you put me in that position, hey, my life or your life, or my family, you rape my daughter, or molest my daughter, or touch my nigga, I'ma kill you. I'm just dead serious. It ain't a threat. I'm not condoning violence, but I'm just telling you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna kill you. I don't give a fuck what the police better get you before I do. That's all I'm saying. I remember the dude that beat the shit out the little young dude that molested the kid. Man, hey, he'd have been dead. Sorry. He wouldn't have made it. I'd have one would have been going to jail. He'd have been going out in the box. In one of them bags. I'm sorry. I'm different in that way. Sorry. Tell you. That's why I ain't no pro-life dude.
Court, so what's your response to what Kirsten just said?
Well, look, I have also been hit from many sides for speaking out my opinion on this very divisive issue. I, like Kirsten, am pro-life, and I happen to believe that I think it's really important to protect the sanctity of the unborn and protect the life of innocent children. There are 63 million reasons why I believe this, because that is the number of abortions that have been conducted since Roe V. Wade was enacted in 1973. And look, these are the people, these unborn babies.
And let me just say this: a lot of these white folks only believe in that shit is because they see their numbers of their people dwindling. God damn it, I can't even get it out. Dwindling, right? So that's what that is. This ain't really about a lot of it. They say it's about religion, but a lot of them it's not about that. Listen, they don't give a fuck about them kids, man. Because when them kids you can't say you pro-life. Listen, it just don't stop because you have the damn kid. What are you gonna do with the kid? The kid, you gotta get a kid opportunity to be successful in the world. You could create a monster. And usually that's what society do a lot of the times. We wind up creating monsters. Like, come on. They just thinking in the moment of that shit, oh, you're killing the baby. Well, what about, okay, we had a baby. Well, what do you think? What are you gonna do to help this mother with this kid? What are you gonna do to help this kid? We got so many bad policies where calling mothers welfare queens and shit like that. Mainly black women. And we know there's more white people in the country. These motherfuckers are on welfare more than any other race. It's just a fact. We know they take advantage of the system of being on welfare or whatever more than any other race in the country. So it's all nonsense. You against some shit that you take advantage of. Makes no sense.
Don't have someone speaking out for them. And I think it's really important that we keep them in mind and someone stand up for them. And look, people have lit their hair on fire with this opinion coming out, saying that abortion is going to be banned across the country. That is not true. What this does, this takes this very important issue, takes it out of the hands of 9 unelected justices and puts it in the hands of elected representatives at the state level, closer to the people, where the best decisions are made. And that's important to keep that in mind.
Well, that's not necessarily true either. because some of these states are ran by you know people that don't believe in abortion. These fucking lunatics. So they're not. You're not putting it in the hands into the people. You put it in the hands to the majority of the people that maybe live in that state. That's in power. That's what you're doing. What about the other people that don't believe in that shit? You get what I'm saying? It's just weird shit, man.
Fine. Look, Republicans have fought for decades for originalist jurists to the Supreme Court that would adhere to the strict interpretation of the Constitution. That's exactly what Alito did in this opinion, saying that abortion is not specifically addressed in the Constitution. Therefore, Roe v. Wade was incorrect from its very inception. Even Ruth Bader Ginsburg said just the same when she addressed the law school years ago.
Yeah, go ahead, Kirsten.
Yeah, I mean, like the other thing that I said today is like this argument is like peak patriarchy. Okay, it's a self-reinforcing loop that you can never get out of because
and let me just say this too, right before she go into her shit. Listen, people, you have to understand something. These people keep talking about the Constitution. The Constitution needs to be revamped a little bit. A lot of that shit is outdated. I'm not saying everything in the Constitution you get rid of, because some of it does make sense. But when you didn't have women that could vote for some of this shit that we're talking about, when you couldn't have gay people having rights for certain shit, when you couldn't have black peoples or Native American people voting for this type of shit in the Constitution, it's already a bias. It's already against the people that's fighting against these type of policies and these laws that they're turning down or they don't want to talk about, or they don't want to make decisions about. We're in a different era. You can't keep telling us about the Constitution. The Constitution wasn't fair from the jump. You had a bunch of white men making decisions for blacks, other minorities, white women, period. It wasn't fair from the jump. What are you talking about? Why you keep bringing up the Constitution? Listen, we need to revamp the fucking Constitution. Not saying we get rid of everything, but goddammit, let's slide some new Constitution amendments in that bitch. Let's take some shit out of that motherfucker. Because there's still shit in that motherfucker that harms black people, even though we free. Supposed to be free. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand why these people act like they constitutionalists. Right? Listen, even if you are that, let me explain something to you. That shit needs to be revamped. Because of the simple fact, when they created the Constitution, all people didn't have rights to vote on these constitutions. We wasn't even allowed to. It was against the law. It was against the law for black people to vote. It was against slavery. Was legal. What are we talking about here? You can't keep telling me about religious rights. Listen, everybody ain't religious. Listen, people, if we had the choice to go through all the Constitution on votes with people that actually can vote, right? A lot of shit in the Constitution will be gone. At least 25 to 30% of it. Shit, if you ask black people, everything, some black people, all that shit may be gone. We wasn't even like, we didn't have no rights, bro. We didn't have no, man, come on, man. Let's go to a quick commercial break real quick, man. This is shit that be irritating me, man, about these people, man. We right back, people. We can come back from commercial break.
Hey guys, it's Shay, member of O.B.F. the squad. I've been kicking it out here for over 6 years, which means I'm not new to this shit. I'm straight up true to it. I believe in the intent, the mission of this channel, which is to uplift, to inspire, and to educate. Here at O.B.F., we talk about everything. We cover the latest and greatest. You're going to get our opinions. We definitely cover the facts. You're going to get it 100% raw, uncut, and straight up real. So come on over to O.B.F. and come kick it with your girl. Holla!
I said, hey, yo, it's your boy Weezy, straight out there, L. Opinion but facts. Hottest show on the internet. We talk about everything from religion, politics, race. It doesn't matter. We're not running for any topic. So if you want to be in the building, come and join the discussion. Shout out to my boy Kenny from starting this platform. And I'm thankful just to be a part of it. So when you come in the building, keep it funky like gym shoes. So we keeps it popping like Orville Redenbach. How about that? And those are the facts. One time.
This your man LT, member of O.B.F. The Real. Subscribe to the channel where we talk about sports, politics, issues, race, whatever you like positive. Subscribe to my brother Kenny channel, Opinion But Facts, where you keep it real. O.B.F. for life.
All right, people, we back from commercial break. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, Mr. O.B.F. the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to O.B.F. the family channel. Make sure you guys donate to the channel. Go to the Cash App and go to O.B.F. the Real. We highly appreciate anything that you can donate to the channel. Let's get back into this shit, man.
The men who wrote the Constitution hundreds of years ago didn't think that the people who they believed were their property, right? The women were their property. That they didn't believe that the people who were their property should have a right to abortion or to, frankly, anything is irrelevant. We don't look to the history to mimic, people who believed that women and black people were their property. Okay, we look to our past to learn lessons, and to have Justice Alito,
Time out. We can do both, because everything in the Constitution ain't wrong, but anything in the Constitution, right, other than a couple of Constitution amendments that's in there, or freeing slaves and shit like that. Other than that, those couple of amendments, a lot of that shit, we can't look to those guys like they was being genuine or they really heard out all the people. It was a bunch of white men making decisions about everybody, race, women, anybody that wasn't a white man. Like, let's stop trying to sit here and pretend like these motherfuckers was good people. This is what I'm saying here. Why are we going backwards? Yeah, we supposed to learn from that shit and create and do better and create policies better. Constitutional rulings and stuff like that better. Get rid of some shit. All this shit is out. A lot of this, the Constitution, to me, my opinion, and facts as well, is outdated. It's outdated. We cannot continue to be going with these same old constitutional laws that some of them, a lot of them, that harms others. because we know that nobody had a say in other than white men. And it's absurd that you see white women defending these motherfuckers and defending these constitutions. When you, if you was back in those days, you just would have been a motherfucker sitting in the house. Matter of fact, they doing exactly what they acting exactly how a lot of those white women was acting back in the day. Because they've been raised that way. Like I told you, this is generational shit of racists. This is generational of black people being enslaved and mentality that we have a lot of the time. It's no different than some of these racist ass people. A lot of the times, this is generational. This has been taught for generations after generations. With both our races, we're going to put, look, the Native Americans, I can get into that, but I'm going to just stick onto black and white. This is generational fuck over. This is fucking the children up for generation after generation. I was a child at one point in time. I was fucked up. I get it. Why we got our head in the sand? We should know better. And then we're not even teaching the kids. We're not teaching the people of what's right and what's wrong. Explaining to them all this shit in the Constitution, you didn't have no right. All the white women that sitting out here talking that goofy ass shit, only reason that you was above black people in a certain type of way because you was white. That's the only reason. Other than that, you wasn't no different from us. People didn't know this about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was a male chauvinist. People didn't know that about him. But that's generational shit. Because his grandpap, you know, his father and grandpappy and great-grandpappy, all his ancestors, that's what they was taught. So it was a generational teaching. And that's what was going on around him when he was looking out to the white people, the white men, how they was treating their white women. It was no different. This shit was generational. We supposed to change. God damn it. Why are we trying to go backwards? I don't Let's move on, man.
Or even to listen to you, Alice, frankly say that because these people didn't put abortion in the Constitution, that means that there is no right to Constitution. It's crazy making, you know, because there's no way to ever.
Right. That's like saying they didn't in the back in the beginning when they was doing the Constitution, they didn't say black people was free. We didn't have a constitutional amendment in that. It took hundreds of years. Hundreds. And then even after we wasn't slaves anymore, we still wasn't free. We still didn't have no rights. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. We not dealing with very intelligent people. And listen, and like I said, they might be very book smart, but they don't live in reality. They just live on some principle bullshit. Not even principle bullshit. They living on some ideology bullshit. Listen, your principles have to outweigh your ideology. It has to. I have ideology, people, but my principles outweigh that. I got certain beliefs, but my beliefs should not all of my beliefs. All my beliefs, or at least let's say half, right? Half of my beliefs should not side with difference of people that have different beliefs from me. Because some of my beliefs maybe can hurt others. can make people feel less than or discriminate against them. I'm not doing something that I don't want to do. A lot of the times, I say 60% of the times of the shit that I do in my life is not because somebody's making me do or laws or whatever is making me do. It's because of my principles that I won't do certain shit. 60 to maybe I say 80%. 80% of what I do and how I am. No law makes me want to, treat people a certain type of way. It's off of my principles. What's right and what's wrong. Nigga, I have all types of beliefs. I wish the world would run the way I would want it to run. But I have to have an open mind that my principles may not adapt to everybody else's. And I had to be honest. Listen, man, I don't give a fuck about what people don't believe that I believe in a lot of the times. I do me. I move the way I move. I got principles that can end my life. Does it make it right or wrong? We'll see. But I don't have principles to where the point that where I'm discriminating against other people because they think that much. Listen, if you do hurt, if I don't have principles or a certain ideology that can hurt people, not it's a percentage that I do, right? That could hurt people. I ain't gonna say it can't. It could hurt people, but I don't put my principles, no matter what the fuck my principles are. I don't put that on people. I don't make people want to change. You gotta want to change. You gotta want to change your thinkings. But I stand on certain principles that I got. But we good.